Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Catering Circle. I'm your host, Tanya Rahman, and I'm thrilled to have you join us tonight. On tonight's episode, we're discussing a very poignant and timely subject, energy saving and sustainability. With many of us at home feeling the rising cost of energy prices on our bills, we've brought together 5 of some of the top restaurateurs from up and down the country to discuss how they implement energy saving and sustainability practices in their day-to-day business operations. Now, regular viewers of the Catering Circle will be familiar with tonight's talent show format. We have 3 nail-biting rounds where 5 of our contestants will be eliminated, with 1 bearing the crown of restaurant talent superstar. Now, our contestants will actually be judged by our nail-biting group of judges. So let's go over and introduce our judges for this evening. We have, starting with, viewers may recognise this man. He's no stranger to the show. He's the man behind the Catering Circle himself. It's Mr. Abdul Haque. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for the introduction.
Very welcome. And secondly, we have Keith Best joining us today. Hello, good evening, Keith.
Hi, Tanya.
Keith is a former Conservative MP for Anglesey and also a very great friend of British Bangladeshi and also a big fan of the curry himself. So, Keith, what is your favourite curry?
Well, it's very difficult to say because it depends what mood I'm in. Quite frankly, I love them all. I really do. So I'm not going to discriminate. But
I have to say, a very diplomatic and political answer there. So,
but with seafood, I love it with seafood, whatever it is.
Well, you've come to the right place. We're full of Bangladeshis here, so we love seafood. Brilliant. And finally, we have Bajloor Rashid MBE. Mr. Rashid is a renowned British Bangladeshi businessman and a philanthropist, and he's a former president of the UKBCCI. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Tanya.
Brilliant. So our judges here will have 60% of the vote in tonight's elimination round. So let's go over to a short topic to introduce the topic today, which is all about energy and sustainability.
Episode 2, Energy Saving and Sustainability. Implementing eco-friendly practices for a sustainable future. Running a restaurant isn't just about great food. It's also about being responsible with our resources. Let's explore some practical ways to make your restaurant more energy efficient and sustainable. Slash your energy bills with energy efficient cooking appliances that heat up faster and use less energy. Illuminate your restaurant and save with long-lasting energy-saving LED lights. They last up to 25 times longer and consume 75% less energy than traditional lighting solutions. Get high-efficiency refrigeration units to keep food fresh while reducing energy consumption. Use smart thermostats to control your energy usage and save money effortlessly. Use energy-efficient dishwashers that use less water and energy, keeping costs low and the environment clean. Use energy-efficient fryers that heat up faster and maintain temperature efficiently, saving more energy. Power your restaurant with solar panels and cut your energy costs significantly. Reduce energy wastage with motion sensor lights that turn off automatically. Get complete control over your energy use and cut costs with energy management systems. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Use waste management solutions to turn your restaurant's waste into energy, reducing your environmental impact and saving you money. By following these steps, restaurants can save energy and be more sustainable while still offering a great dining experience.
So those are some of the things that we'll be looking out for in our contestant speeches later. Now, we've heard from our panel judges, but we know that there's 40% of the vote remaining, and those go to our special judges for tonight. So to start off with, I'll introduce our special judge, Mohammed Abdul. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Mohammed Lace is the life member of the Catering Circle media platform. You're also an MD of Eurasia, which is a food service distributor and a restaurant wholesaler. So welcome to the show. Secondly, we have Abdul Burry. So Abdul Burry is a MD of the Royal Regency and Regency Events. And obviously you are a successful businessman and also a community activist. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome. Thirdly, we have Moslik Uddin. Moslik is the CEO of Curry Connect. He's also the proprietor of Chutneys in Weston-super-Mare, and he's founded the UKCC to address industry staff and skill shortages. I mean, we could have another episode about that, couldn't we? It's chronic, isn't it? Welcome.
Thank you, Tanya.
And finally, but by no means least, we have Sharia Rizvi. Mr. Rizvi is an expert in providing tailored energy solutions and strategic support for businesses. So you are like literally the man to go to after the show, right?
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Brilliant, thank you. Excellent. Right, so we've introduced our judges to those at home, but the contestants today were actually mentored by two very special people in the industry. We have Abdul Kashim, who's a finalist of the Restaurant Star Awards back in 2018. So you absolutely know how our contestants will be feeling today.
Well, definitely, yes. Nerves kick in,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they will do well.
And what could you advise to our contestants in terms of settling those nerves?
Be nice to the judges.
Very good. And finally, we have Naseem Talukder, who's also a winner of Catering Circle's talent show back in 2019. And you founded a company called Projects Against Plastic, a charity organisation. That's brilliant. How long has that been going for?
Since 2018, we're trying to promote and raise an awareness on single-use plastic. And we really hope that Catering Circle and the hospitality industry take this forward. It's very, very important.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely fantastic initiatives that I'm sure we could all learn from. So brilliant. Okay, so those are our judges and our mentors introduced. I am really excited about tonight's show because I think we have some of the best and strongest roster of contestants so far on the Catering Circle. And I can't wait to actually introduce them. But before I do, here's a quick clip that does. Brilliant. So those are our four contestants right there. So before we crack on with the first elimination round, I'm actually going to head to the judges to just, ask judges, what are you expecting from our contestants tonight? What would you like to see in terms of their questioning? I'll go to you, Mr. Haque. You can kick things off.
We've gone through a major crisis. Out of the 10 subjects we choose for Catering Circle episode, energy wasn't in previous season. Energy saving wasn't a priority topic. But after everything happened, especially the Ukraine war, the prices hiked up, and it was one of the thing to worry about, energy saving. So we want to see how they survived, their success story, what changes they made, and what they're planning to do in future. Those kind of things, really.
Brilliant, great advice. And how about you, Keith? What do you want to see?
I think looking at innovative solutions, people who've thought it through, and excuse me, I think the other thing is looking from the sustainability point of view, looking at forward purchasing for energy, looking not to just stay with one supplier, but there are many engines out there now that you can search and find the best deal that you can get. And so I think looking at that and really looking to find solutions, not just today, but for what they're going to be needed in 5, 6, 7 years' time.
Got it. So future looking, basically. Great. And finally, Mr. Rashid, what are you looking for?
Well, I agree with Keith as well. But main thing is, you see that since the Ukraine war, all the energies, cost is so much high. So there are many ways to save energies. It depend on the management as well. The management has to be very conscious, because you see, management to control their staff, as we were discussing earlier, and I very much agree with it, that they're using all the power, for their own, our mentor saying, opening an oven to heat up their bodies. Right. And other, way of controlling energies, that will be the main. And main thing will be in the future to everybody should care about their prices.
Okay.
Price should be high.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right. So contestants, you heard it from the judges. Quick tip there. Don't use your ovens to heat yourself up, right? That is the thing to avoid. Right. So to those at home, a quick reminder, our judges here have 60% of the votes and our special judges have 40%. So we are going to segment 1. So round 1 is all about success stories highlighting energy efficiency and sustainability in business operations. So in no particular order, I'll call up our first contestant to the stage. Viewers at home will know this man. He's a regular of the Catering Circle show. He owns a very iconic restaurant in Stoke Newington in London called Yum Yum Thai Restaurant. Please come to the stage, Mr. Atique Choudhury. Brilliant, Mr. Choudhury. You have 60 seconds. Off you go.
2 minutes, actually.
2 minutes, actually.
We always say that, to make money, you need to save money. And one of the big expenses of any restaurants is energy. And to control energy, what we implemented was low voltage lighting. So we stripped down the traditional lighting, went to low voltage, and then put sensor lighting where we had common areas to cut down costs. And then we negotiated with our providers and we forecasted what the changes were going to be. And then we negotiated the right terms because, I always believe in looking ahead, seeing what's going to happen and taking the right action. And from a management point of view, that's one of the key things. It's about saving. And another point is that most of the energy that's used in restaurants is in the nighttime. So using a night rate, which a lot of operators don't know about, and it's a hidden secret in the trade, and that's another way of saving money. So that's what we implemented in terms of energy saving and using our best resources and cutting down the trading hours and focusing on the hours that we really trade and make money. And that's another way of bringing down costs. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, you actually, I think that's the quickest and most succinct answer we've ever had on the show. You actually have another minute to spare. So anything else you want to add or want to keep it short and sweet?
I think short and sharp is very important.
Brilliant. Excellent. That's absolutely excellent. Well, in that case, we have more questions for our judges. So let's go over to our special judges first. So I'll start with you, Mr. Sharia Rizvi. What did you think of Atique's answer there?
I think the thing he's talking about, like the nitrate, he captured it right. I think there are like 3 rates of meters we have. One is single rate meter, one is 2 rates meter, and another one is 3 rates meter. So, restaurants, usually they take single rate meters. All the businesses usually take, single rate meters. But I think the nitrate meters are crucial for Indian restaurants or any other restaurants, those who are running their businesses on night time. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the good thing he mentioned, and he did.
Brilliant. Yeah, and how easy is it to get a night rate installed in your restaurant if you don't have one already?
You just have to talk with the supplier. Mm-hmm. You want to get a new meter. You want to change your meter to a dual rate meter. Right. So they will just change your meter within 7 working days. Or it depends on the suppliers, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, and I'll head to Mr. Bosli-Uddin. So, Mr. Uddin, what did you think of Atique's answer? I really loved how he's future-proofed his business to be sustainable.
Yeah, I think he's thought ahead, well ahead. Brilliant answers, especially the night meter reading. Now, that's something I don't think a lot of people know about, and I think that one's one that the energy companies never tell anybody about. So I think he's thought ahead. Well done. I think that was a good one.
Brilliant. And Atique, with your night rate, what would you say is a proportion of savings you've made since you've implemented that?
I'd just say most of our services are actually used in the night time. So on the energy side, it's been a huge, let's say, up to 15 to 20% saving that we've made. Wow. Rather than leaving it open. Because when you actually do research, and we have an operations manager who actually focuses himself on that, and then we have a weekly meeting covering all the points. So we're actually going through it, not just one person, through a team of people to get the best deal.
Fabulous. Excellent. Right, and I'll head to you, Mr. Abdul Bari. What did you think of Atique's answers?
I think it's an excellent point. Not many suppliers actually provide that service. So we should look for a supplier who does provide weekend and evening meters. There is a day and night meters, weekend, evening meters. But unfortunately, not many suppliers are willing to give you those meters. So we should look for the suppliers who are willing to give those services. They are really cheap. Day rate and evening rate is not day and night difference, and we use in the evening.
Yeah.
So I think restaurateurs should look for evening rates.
Fab. Excellent.
And negotiate that is very important.
Brilliant. Okay, we've touched a lot on the night rate here savings, which is obviously very poignant and quite profound. But I'll head to you, Mr. Mohammed Abdul. What did you think about Atique's answers in regards to the sustainability aspect of it?
Sorry, correct. My name is Mohammed Abdul.
Sorry about that.
A brilliant idea. That's how I would do, and I'm doing it myself in my restaurant. I have changed all my lightings to low energy saving lights. Yes, evening and weekend meter is another good idea, and everybody should look into the common areas where sensor lights. So people who use it, you go there and use it, especially in common areas. It's very important. It's a very good idea.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks. Those are our special judges there. We'll head to our main judges. Mr. Abdul Haque, what did you think of Atique's answer? Very short and sweet.
I know, he planned ahead always. I mean, he's got big business, to be honest. Every bit he thinks about is saving, which is good. Saving his profit, more money in his wallet. He's got from changing the bulbs to all the latest gadget in his restaurants. I personally been there, so I know how he operates. Well done for sharing those ideas. Only thing I'm thinking of, because you've got both electric and gas, and sometimes what happens is electric price gone really hiked up, and gas price goes down. When that happens, do you have a way of changing things?
See, with Asian food, you need to use gas because the speed of the cooking, the heat has to be correct. And electric can't really do the same cooking method as gas does. So when people go out, they want to taste something that has texture, feel, and taste. So that's why we use gas. But obviously, we try to save as much as we can on both sides. But we don't actually switch over from gas to electricity. But I think on the heating side, we've managed on that.
Yeah, probably aircon or something.
We put air conditioning in, and plus we've got sort of combination boilers who've actually, with storage as well, which has helped us to save money.
Mathematically, that makes a big difference to the bills.
Yeah, that's actually cut our fuel costs down, in some cases down to 50%.
Wow.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
And the customer's feedback is good because we're watching the pennies and we can pass that on to our customers. We're not hiking our prices up because we're being hit by bigger bills. We have to see how we can minimize those bills and pass the saving on to our customers.
Brilliant, thank you. Great. And just very quickly, Keith.
Yes, we heard from my colleague Bajloor Rashid that sometimes ovens are opened in order to warm the staff. I just wondered how much have you got a buy-in from your staff to thinking about energy saving, about actually being conscious of it throughout the whole of what they're doing in the restaurant?
I mean, it's like when you're preparing food up, it's not preparing in small batches. You prepare so that it's cooked, and saving energy and actually driving into them, saving costs, wastage, the taps, even in our toilets for the customers, we have sensor taps, so that a lot of restaurants, what they have is taps which customers leave on.
Yeah.
And they've actually shut the lights, they've gone home, and then suddenly they've realised the next day that the taps have been left running. That's where the money is burnt.
Got it. Thank you very much. And just very finally, go to Mr. Rashid. What would you say?
Yeah, I agree with Atique 100%, and especially he's saying about the short hours, because these days restaurants, customers start coming from 6 o'clock, whereas it used to be customer coming at 8 o'clock. So 6 o'clock is 9 o'clock is main busy time. You can close your restaurant 9:30. That's good enough. So I think if everyone follows like this, they will save more energy. And another thing is you are saying, I mean, the controlling is everything. The owner management should control the energy properly, monitoring very properly. That will be very good way to save the energy.
Brilliant. Thank you, Atique. That was a really difficult one to follow, actually. You did fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brilliant. So our next participant is a very critically acclaimed restaurant that's been reviewed by Jay Rayner himself in The Guardian. Viewers may have heard of it at home. It's called Burnt Smokehouse in Leighton. So I'd love to bring to the stage the duo that is Abdul Rahman Tareftar and Sufia Khan. Welcome to the stage, both.
Hi, thank you very much.
I think this is the first time we've had like a husband and wife couple come on the show. So welcome, very excited to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Two friends or two partners, business partner, but today to see husband and wife, really exciting.
Yeah,
to
brilliant,
see that.
brilliant to see. Right, so you have 2 minutes to talk about energy saving and sustainability at Burnt. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I think we are a fairly new business. We've just celebrated our first year. So energy saving and sustainability was something that we were very conscious of from the offset. I think, and the first part we started on was negotiating prices with our energy suppliers and using compare websites online to see who can offer us a best rate rather than just going with who was already at the premises.
We also replaced all our halogen bulbs to LED lighting. This also reduced our consumption by 75% overall. We've done a gradual replacement during scheduled maintenance work. So, yeah. We also upgraded our appliances to Energy Star rated efficient appliances. Yeah. And then we also done that through phased integration, starting with high use equipment like our refrigerators.
So again, that was like being conscious of costs as well. Obviously, starting off a new business, we weren't able to do it all at once. So we did it in a phased way where, the things that were going to cost us more and use the more energy, we started to replace them and then gradually move on to the ones that were having less impact. And I think the last thing that I wanted to mention was that we don't use so much electricity and gas. In fact, we use no gas. Our restaurant is in a railway arch, so you're not actually allowed to use gas. So we have electricity, and our main source of cooking is from wood. So we do live fire cooking, and as it's a Texas smokehouse, we use smokers which rely on wood. But in terms of heating, we've used things like smart thermostats, so that we're not running the heating when it's not needed. It's regulated to a temperature that's comfortable for our guests when they come to Burnt.
Fabulous. That's excellent. Thank you so much, both. You've also, wrapped that up on time. So that's great. Brilliant. So we're going to head to our mentor first for these two, because they were absolutely phenomenal. Who was the mentor for
Oh, that was myself.
That was you? Okay, fab. And what advice did you give? Or what do you...
Well, I don't think they really didn't need a lot of advice. I think they knew exactly. They were on the ball. I think initially I was taken back when they said we don't use any gas. I think, what do you use?
Exactly, yeah.
But there's a lot of trees being cut, that's for sure. Yeah. But no, they didn't, honestly. They know exactly what they're talking about, and they're on the ball. And good luck to them.
Great. And I've taken it you've eaten at Burnt yourself?
I will. I'll come and see you tomorrow.
Wow, yeah.
We look forward to it.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, and what did you think there, Naseem, of?
I think that's a very interesting project. I mean, burning wood and having meal is something will definitely have a different kind of texture to it. So I'd be quite interested to try the meal. But I think the fact that they are new business and they put that as a priority, having a sustainability surrounding them, and utilizing every opportunity to reduce energy, that just shows the right kind of attitude and the kind of ideology that we want to see throughout all the restaurants and takeaways and all kind of businesses.
Absolutely.
So I'm really pleased and glad. So many congratulations.
Many thanks.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I'm going to go to you, Mr. Abdul Haque. I mean, it is pretty commending to see, like, they've only been in business for a year and they've already implemented so many strategies. And what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think lots of creative ideas, innovative ideas. My only question is, have you managed to compare the things you've done? Has it improved compared to what you've done, and what changes you've done? You must have came across something that didn't work out and you changed this profile, especially thermostat planning and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, because we do live fire cooking, we are managing to keep even sort of the thermostat use quite low because we have the smokers and the fire cage. So we use an Acidor grill, and that emits a lot of heat anyway. So that's another way we manage not to have to rely on, running up the electric bill. So we're making use of what we already have. So that helps us as well.
Great, sound good.
Keith, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm fascinated. I'm very impressed. I've not dealt with forward purchasing of wood for energy supplies before. I mean, where do you get your wood from? And have you been able to do any kind of price comparison between actually using wood as the fuel rather than gas or electricity? And the other thing I'm interested in is obviously with a sort of open fire cooking, you are losing quite a lot of heat. It's not being contained. How are you dealing with that? Are you being able to sort of channel that in any particular way?
Yeah, so there's a few parts to that question. So the first one is we did change suppliers for our wood. So when we initially started, we was given a recommendation. We were using them. As we, developed in the business, we had more connections, other providers, and we actually changed our wood supplier, who was providing us with a better price as well, and a wood that was giving off a lot less smoke as well. So we were conscious of that. In terms of the heat loss, so the main form of cooking is done in a reverse offset smoker, so it's all contained.
Right.
So it's in a firebox and it's in a chamber, so that's completely contained. But within the restaurant, we have an Acidor cage, and that was made bespoke for us. So in terms of like keeping the heat compact and not losing so much of it, the way the cage has been designed, where we build the fire, it holds a lot of the heat in. So rather than just going for a traditional one where there would be that heat loss, we were mindful of that, and that's why we had a bespoke one made.
Thank you.
Great,
You're
brilliant.
welcome.
And right, so that's all we've got time for actually from our judges. But Sophia and Abdul, you've been fantastic, brilliant. If you go take a well-deserved seat, and hopefully see you in the next round. Right, so following Smokehouse, we have our third contestant. That's come all the way, Mohammed Azra from Hampton Spice in Hounslow. So welcome to the stage. Okay, Mohammed Azhamir, you have 2 minutes, same as before. Talk to us about your sustainability and energy saving practices.
Hi, so I'm the youngest contestant. I'm 22 years old and I'm representing Hampton Spice. So like the previous contestants have mentioned with LED lighting, we've also followed the same footsteps. But given the location of our restaurant, as it's located on the corner of a small village, we have lots of natural light coming in. So what a lot of restaurants they do, they have LED lights for their menu. We only turn ours on during nighttime, as the natural light lets customers see the menu very clearly. So that's a sustainable practice, as it's reducing the use of LED lighting despite it being a sustainable practice. Another thing we've done during the winter is the use of blocking off drafts. We have air coming in, which can make customers feel quite cold. And because you've blocked off the drafts, it helps insulate heat much easier. And the success story we have of our panel doors is the fact that we're the only restaurant within Hampton that has the open panel doors in the front. So during the hot time when other restaurants use AC units and fans, we don't have to use it at all. We're just able to open the front panel door and let all the natural air come in. Given the fact we're in a corner, there's air coming in from all directions. And that links to a success story, as with customer feedback, one of the positive word of mouths that we get from our customers is the fact that we have the ability to open up our front doors. No need for AC, it's fresh air coming in. And one sustainable practice I feel as though we should do in the future is adopting low floor faucets for our toilets, as that will just reduce the amount of water used for flushing, which can obviously address the main key issue with the rise in energy prices and save water as well.
Fabulous, excellent, well done. Thank you, Azhar. Right, I'll head over to our special judges first. Abdul Burry. So I really liked Azhar's comment over there where he mentioned about using a very simple but effective measure of blocking off the draft. What do you think about that?
It's an excellent idea. I think he's fortunate enough to have that restaurant in a corner, and seems like he's using the natural thing is effectively. Yeah, congratulations for that.
Brilliant, thank you. And I'll head to Mohammed Abul Lace now. Like, what did you think of Azhar's comments?
I think he's got a very good idea. Like him, I have got a restaurant on first floor, a single-story building, and I have air coming in all sides because it's a single, not a corner, just whole 4 window and 4 sides. So it's a good idea. I did the same thing like you do. It's a very good idea to open up your, don't have to use your air condition and the lighting. It's nice. Thank you.
Great. And Muslikuddin, Azhar's only 22 years old and he's already implementing all of these initiatives.
Well done, young man. Well done. So do you find that you've managed to, where you're turning the lights off or turning the lights on later in the afternoons or evenings, make you save quite a bit of electricity?
It helps a lot with electricity, as we're aware that the prices shot up exponentially across all the businesses in the local area. And that was a measure we had to implement just after COVID. That's when the prices were just spiking up. So that's a recommendation that I said to the boss. Instead of putting the lights on straight away, I recommend when the sun goes down a bit later, the visibility is still there, you can turn the lights on after.
No, I think that's one of the things, like earlier on someone said having a sensor or even manually doing it, which is a great thing, because you have to think of saving. I think nowadays customers even understand it if you have, some restaurants have 2 or 3 rooms where they keep 2 of the rooms turned off until the customers fill up the first room and then move to the second one. It's a good idea, well done.
Great, thank you. And finally, Sharia Rizvi, what do you think about Azhar's initiatives around insulation?
Yeah, I think we both of us quite young in this. I mean, I'm the youngest just, and he's also youngest in his field. So he's quite, he adopted quite eco-friendly steps he took. So I would say it's quite commendable. And using the natural lights in daytime and lighting up when it's dark, it's quite, commendable thing, I would say.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much, Azhar. That was a very short and succinct pitch yourself. And if you'd like to sit down, we're going to bring on our last but by no means least, our final contestant for this section. And that is Mohammed Shahil Shah from Soba and Sushi based in London. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Mohammed Shahil Shah. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Off you go.
Thank you very much. Give me invite here. Everyone, assalamu alaikum. My restaurant is Greenwich. It's Soba and Sushi. This is my halal restaurant. So I'm saying to how to save my energy. Basically, my restaurant is so many raw things like seafood, and sushi is the cold food. I don't need too much energy because I'm using the so many stuff without energy, and some of stuff hot items I'm using to the cookers. Before it was like Chester cooker, Indian cookers. So I'm going to change it because the Chester cooker all the time chef is turn on the old cookers. Then that's why I'm changing the cookers and using the Chinese cooker. Then when I'm using this one, I'm just turn on the pilot, and when I need, then I turn on. Then I'm going to save my energy. Also, I am using the the fryers. Before it was a big fryers. Now I am buying the small fryers because the peak time and off peak time. I have a 3-4 fryers, small one. Then I'm changing all the time when I need whatever I need. For example, peak hour I'm one or two fryer I'm using because I'm saving that energy. And when I be peak time, then I'm using the all the fryers. So that's why I'm saving my energy like this. And when I cooked my meat items, I have a less meat and chicken using because this is my seafood. I'm using the prawns, everything. So don't need too much energy. The meat and chicken, I'm the thin size. And they're quick, very quickly. For example, other stuff with a big size, there is more energy. My restaurant, I'm using all that. I'm thin size. I'm a chef and management as well. So I'm look after all the time, so my energy, and also passages and also toilets or everywhere I'm using that.
Got it. Great. Thank you very much. That's excellent. Thank you for that. You can save the rest of the pitch for maybe the next sessions as well, because I'm sure they'll come in handy. Thank you, Mohammed Shahil Shah. I'll go to Abdul Haque first. I think, it's one way to save energy. Just cook raw food, hey, in the form of sushi. It means you won't turn the cookers on. So what did you think of Mohammed Shahil Shah's answers?
Yeah, I think he covered quite a lot, different areas as well. But was expecting a little bit if you compare where you were saving the most in terms of what you're doing. Just share your experience on that area, because I'm sure a certain area you must have saved more money than other areas.
So because this area actually is a very busy area, and there are lots of universities there. I have a lots of customer from the university, and the people like this one. This is especially this my one. I got so many customer from students, or also the Muslim people. I have lots of Muslim people customer, and so other religious people come in my restaurant, because this is the completely halal.
Got it.
And that's why people choose my restaurant. I have before it was a takeaway, now it was a restaurant now, and more established business. I mean since 2018.
Got it.
So
Okay.
we were expecting more curry houses turning into a sushi house, or for cost saving. Well, you never know. Yeah.
Brilliant. And then Keith, what are your thoughts on Shahil's answers there?
Yes, you've obviously been experimenting, and what further experimentation have you got in line to try to look at other areas that you might be able to save energy?
Can you pardon me, Captain?
Yeah, you obviously thought about the size of cookers, for example, the way you cook, the size of the meat and things like that. So you're thinking all the time about new ways. What further new ways have you got in your mind now to try out to see if you can actually save energy?
Because we are using the thin size chicken and beef. And then less 5 minutes you can done everything, and every day I'm saving whatever amount I need. I'm gonna cook every day, and when the order come in, I'm gonna quickly make it, and less cook time and less energy.
Great.
I'm saving like this, yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Excellent. Okay, I'll just have one more note from our mentor. So who was the mentor then for Soba and Sushi?
That's myself, yeah.
Okay, and how did you think?
I think he's a little bit nervous. There were many other things we discussed which he probably hasn't picked up on. And there is a couple of things he mentioned about his equipment. I think he replaced some old equipment and to more energy efficient equipment, fridge freezers, I think he mentioned. Mm-hmm. And he talked about sensor lights. I think he failed to mention that. But so I think the nerves have kicked in. That's probably why he's finding it a little bit difficult.
Yeah, that's very easy to do, really. You've got judges are quite tough.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, he's doing a lot of these things. But good luck to you.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. You were fantastic. Thank you, Mohammed Shahil Shah. So thanks to everyone that's viewed. That's an intense first elimination round, but don't go anywhere. We'll be taking a short break, but make sure you tune in to see who makes it through to the next stage. Welcome back to the Catering Circle. On tonight's episode, we're talking about energy saving and sustainability for those who've just tuned in. We've just had one nail-biting round just a moment ago, and we're going to announce the winner of that round. But before we do, we're just going to head to our judges to recap how our contestants got on in the previous round. So I'll head to our special judges first, just to give a quick, overview of how you felt the contestants in the first round did. So Sharia Rizvi, I'll start with you first. How did you think the participants performed?
I think the youngest participant, being young, he did phenomenal. And also the Mr. Atique, he also did amazing. Yeah. Considering the nitrates and everything, so he did pretty well. Mm-hmm. So, and rest of the contestants, they actually did almost the similar thing, like considering like energy saving lightings, and also changing, if necessary, changing the appliances or kitchen appliances and other things.
Got it. Okay. Do you have a favourite yet, or is that too early to tell?
I mean, I'm favouring the youngest one now.
Ooh,
so let's
is that
see.
because of the age? Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's ageist, one might say.
Because he's young, so we should encourage him because of his age and everything.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Brilliant. All right. Next, we'll go to Mr. Moslik. What did you think?
I think, you know what, we've got a list of 4 different types of restaurants owned by Bangladeshis, which is a thing to be proud of, you know, moving on to different cuisine, because we've got...
Yeah, you're right there, actually. Yeah,
We've
every
got
single one is a
sushi,
completely different
we've got sushi.
cuisine.
And we've got a very young man who's running an Indian restaurant, which is even better. So the people at the, you know, with a bit more experience have moved on and done other things. So which is great. It's nice to see that we're actually spreading out our expertise in hospitality.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely. The times are changing with the generations, one might say, hey?
Yeah, and I think all the competitors, I think, doing different cuisines obviously will have different effect of usage in energy. So yeah, it's good. It's nice to hear that.
Brilliant, yes. And Abdul Bari, do you have a favourite yet, sir?
Most of them are doing good, and all of them are doing more or less same thing, same concept of energy saving. I think there are more they can do. You know? They always they can find new way of saving energy, and I think they should.
Yeah.
Very encouraging. Everybody is doing their bit to save and find a solution for energy saving. Yeah,
Brilliant.
Excellent. Yeah.
Right. Mr. Mohammed Abul Lays, we've had a range of answers today, and who would you say is the one that stood out for you?
You have to tell, give it away.
You can do, yeah. I mean, it might change in the next round. Who knows? All to play for.
Well, again, they all did very well, actually. I think they did extremely well, and he gave us the first impression of changing the equipment, low energy. And they all almost similar. Everybody did the same thing. The couple, they are also using the wood for their cooking. So move away from the traditional gas. So that's another good thing. And the young man, he did the same as I told him. In a corner, he's got open space, open doors. And I've got very similar, as I said. I'm on the first floor. I have no detached buildings. So I've got air and everything coming from all areas.
Great.
So, yes, they all did well. And this other gentleman, Mr. Shahil Shah, is it Shahil Shah?
Yeah.
I think he was a bit nervous, but he did his part of the work.
He did.
Yes.
He did very well. Yes,
did
it
very
falls
well.
through. Okay, fantastic. And just very quickly, I just want to head to the mentors. How did you both feel that your mentees performed? I head to Abdul Kashim first.
Well, I think they've done brilliantly. It is nerve-wracking when you're up there.
Yes.
You know, we behind the scenes, it's all talk and talk. Once you're on that stand, facing the cameras and being live at the same time, it can be nerve-wracking. But I think they've done well, extremely well. And I'm looking forward to winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Naseem, like, you know, you've been there, done that, you've got the T-shirt. What advice could you give to the contestants in the next round?
Absolutely. Keep it real, keep it authentic, believe in what you do. I think that's very important. And, you know, whatever savings you're doing, you got to have compassion for that. And you got to have love for your environment and the betterment of your community and the world as well. Keep that in mind while saving money. That has to be part of that journey. Otherwise, it's not going to work in the long term. So that for me, that's very important.
Excellent, brilliant. And before we head to the results, I'll just do a quick sweep of the panel judges' views and what you thought of our first round contestants so far. So, Mr. Abdul Haque, what would you say our contestants did?
Yeah, I think this episode, everyone seems to have covered quite a bit. Obviously, they're different in their own cuisine. I'm not going to say who I like because every time I say who I like, it doesn't work out very well. I think it's really second round and the final round where you have to be the best to win it. So let's hear it out. And to be honest, this is all about sharing ideas. So I don't think anyone should feel like they lost or anything. It's just a sharing idea using our Channel S platform, Catering Circle. So everyone is a winner, to be honest, in my eyes.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Well done to everyone.
For sure, absolutely. And like as everybody says, it's not easy coming up here. You've got the lights on you. It's hot, it's sweaty, and you're really giving it your all. So well done to all the contestants, actually. Okay, and Keith, how about yourself?
Well, I said right at the very beginning I was looking for innovative ideas, and I've been enormously impressed. I mean, you expect, obviously, people in the catering industry to concentrate on the quality and the nature of the cuisine, of the ingredients and everything like that. All these contestants have also put equal measure of thought into saving costs in terms of energy. And I think I've been very impressed by the innovative nature of many of them. And I think, I mean, just looking at Burnt Smokehouse, for example, it's their first year of operation. And what have they done? They've really concentrated on looking at how to save on energy costs, how to look at the smoker, and how to actually make sure that there's no energy loss there. I mean, all of them, whether they've been in business for a long time or just for a short time, they've actually concentrated on this issue, as well as, obviously, what we're not looking at tonight is the quality and nature of the food.
Absolutely, yes. And that's a very poignant point, actually, because we're on season 8 of this show. And every year, the quality of contestants just gets better and better. And what this year I've noticed more, is that the contestants have actually come on further to your point, is that they're not just focusing on the food, but they're also focusing on business operations. Because you can't just run a restaurant just focusing on food.
Exactly.
You need to
It's
look
a
at
business
everything.
enterprise.
Correct. Yeah, brilliant. And finally, Abdul Rashid, what are your thoughts?
Bajloor Rashid. Yeah, I think they're done very well. Exactly. They're not. It seems like everybody is very much on concentrating on the energy saving. And normally, I mean, the Catering Circle started, I think, back in 2015. And when we used to talk to all the participants, they didn't know what to do. But now seems like the Catering Circle educated a lot of our participants and done very well. They actually following that. So all the 4 participants, they actually say that how they are saving the energy, which is very excellent actually. And I think the way forward is, like the young man's restaurant is eco-friendly restaurant. And I think in future, to sustain in our restaurant, whenever we refurbish our restaurant, we have to look forward to way forward of more eco-friendly the decor and the construction.
Lovely.
And maybe the sushi business as well. Maybe he's in the right time, in the right place, because he doesn't need much energy. So because of sustaining, especially we represent the curry industry, and I think because of sustaining is more important these days, so we have to think whenever any chance to convert in a different businesses to save more energy. Thank you very much.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. Right. Well, before we head to the next round, let's see the nail-biting results. So let's put that on the screen there. Oh, there we go. Right. Sorry, it's not a tie. Right, Yum Yum Thai Restaurant. That is, you basically won it. It's like 94. Finally, we have to say bye to Soba and Sushi, unfortunately, with only 58 points in the first round. So the next contestants through to the second round is Yum Yum Thai Restaurant, Burnt Smokehouse and Hampton Spice. Congratulations and commiserations, Soba and Sushi, but you've done an absolutely fantastic job. As the judges have said, no one is a loser here. Everyone's a winner, and congratulations. Right, brilliant. So that was round 1. So round 2 is all about recycling and eco-friendly measures. So we are now going to head to that round, but before we do, here's a quick recap of the voting, which is 60% of our panel, of our main judges here, and 40% of our panel judges. So mentors, before we head to the second round, just wanted to ask, especially the mentor of Soba and Sushi, quite unfortunate that he's out in this round, but what advice could you give him moving forward?
I think he was very nervous. I think even from the start I could see that. But look, if you think about what he's doing, sushi is a different cuisine altogether. The skill that's needed to be doing that sort of cuisine, moving away from our Bangladeshi and Indian cuisine to sushi, it's a totally different field in itself.
Yeah.
So the guy's talented, no doubt about it. And I think, you know, he's running a restaurant, successful restaurant, sushi place. And you know, if he wasn't successful and know what he was doing, he wouldn't be here, would he?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, you know, I know he's out, but good luck to him. I think he'll go on and hope he does it even better.
Definitely. And Mohammed Shah, where is your restaurant, Soba and Sushi? Where in London? In Greenwich? Okay, fabulous. So viewers at home, if you're in the Greenwich area, Soba and Sushi is where it's at. Right. Okay, so, but finally over to you, what did you think of Soba and Sushi's performance in that last round?
I really liked it because he was very authentic. You know, he represented himself very well. And one thing I really liked and stand out is he was very compassionate and passionate about his food, how he's making it, and the small changes that he was doing to reduction of energy was brilliant to see. And also, you know, he was taking pride with his customers and the business. So for me, that environment, that sector, you know, it deserves, you know, a bit more recognition. Yeah. And I'm really gutted to see him go. But I congratulate him and wish him all the best and continue to do that. And find better ways to cut down energy, cut down waste. And I think you can become a pioneer in this field.
For sure, absolutely. Thank you for that. And judges, Atique Choudhury from Yum Yum basically stole the show in that first round. Like, what are our thoughts on him and his answers? Abdul, what did you think?
Well, we know he presented very well, and he almost got 100%, isn't it? 90-something?
94, yes.
94%. I think the first round is just about passing by. We want to see him on the final round, how he does, you know, to be honest. So, you know, it's not over yet.
No, it's definitely not over. No, exactly. Okay, excellent. Right, well, I'll save that then for the next round. So the next round is underway. That is all about recycling and eco-friendly measures. So let's go to the round 2. Right, so we've had our first elimination already. So round 2 leaves 3 contestants battling it out to be crowned the winner of tonight's show. So the next elimination round is all about recycling and eco-friendly measures. What exactly are our restaurateurs implementing in their day-to-day business operations? So I'll call onto the stage the winner of the first round, Mr. Atique Choudhury of Yum Yum Thai Restaurant. Welcome back to the stage, sir. Brilliant show. The show is all yours. So recycling and eco-friendly measures. Off you go.
Recycling and eco-friendly measures. My restaurant's in Hackney in Stoke Newington, and my customers are very conscious about the ecosystem and recycling, to the point where customers turned up to my restaurant when I was using sort of previous packaging, said, look, put it in our containers and we'll take it away. So we were driven to actually research and look and hone in how we can use the best recycling for packaging and tick all the boxes. And our local borough, they were running an initiative for the hospitality industry, for restaurants, in terms of seeing what we use and how we can improve our measures and drive down the cost. So we have branded bags which are recyclable, and they're eco-friendly, and they actually have the stamp on it as well. And it's branded. It's quite versatile. So when you're taking away food and delivering, the biggest issue for most restaurants is collapse of food. And here we have a situation where customers are ordering large takeaways, there's no collapse.
Fantastic.
And plus, they can take the containers, put it in the oven, or put it in the microwave. It's quite versatile.
Brilliant. I mean, that's all what you want. You don't want to have your food collapsing on you once you order takeaway, do you?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Atique Choudhury. That's brilliant. Unfortunately, your time is up, but that is a fantastic answer. Thank you. If you stay with us, we'll just head to our judges. Judges, what did we think of Atique's answers just there on round 2, all about recycling eco-friendly? Mr. Bajloor Rashid.
Well, Mr. Atique Choudhury is a seasoned businessman. Seems like he knows what he's doing, and he's ahead of the present climate. I'm talking about not ahead of the other contestant, but I'm talking about that he's ahead with his business policies and everything, like the eco-friendly stuff you are using, and recycling, what to do. So I think wonderful you are doing, and I'm very much, that's how it should be. And everybody, because you see, I'm always talking about old days when all the restaurateurs, they always copied each other. So now you're all researching and you are trying to stay ahead, which is very important. Well done. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Bajloor Rashid. And Keith, very quickly.
Well, yes, I'm impressed that you've researched the different packaging so it's secure, and I think you put a plastic film over the top. I'm afraid I'm such a miser that if ever I get a takeaway, I save the containers with lids and I use them again and again and again. I just wondered if you'd thought about the ultimate recycling, which is actually so your customers don't have to throw away the containers, but actually can use them themselves for whatever purposes.
We did think about that, but with the containers that we have, once we seal it, you can even play football with it. It won't open and burst.
Right.
So, the traditional containers, even those plastic containers, can actually seep.
Yeah, I appreciate
so
that.
as you take your containers out, then you'll have oil and residue in your bag. It's quite, cumbersome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Got it. Okay, excellent. And finally, Abdul Haque.
I think, I think I have totally covered it, but I think he wants to say quite a few more things about how he's recycling. And I would like to say, have you got any other ideas?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can pass on.
We're recycling our oil, so the oil that's left over gets put into a big container and it gets taken away. And the money that comes from that goes towards the staff food and things that we entertain our staff with. And we have a baling machine, which all the boxes go into, and we bale the boxes. So all the packaging is actually boxed and collected. And our tins are actually, crushed, and then they're recycled as well, and the bottles as well. We have bottle banks near us.
Wow.
We have plastic areas where the plastic is recycled. So everything is recycled, and we're a part of the Hackney Food Bank. So some of the food that's left over, if there is any, goes out to...
Fabulous. That's excellent. Like quite a breadth of initiatives you have there.
Absolutely.
Is there any other way of avoiding plastic container on food delivery?
It's things that we have to improve. And, when you have contestants who are literally, 20 years old, I'm sure they're the next ones that'll have great ideas.
Excellent.
So we look for inspiration. We
Thank
must
you,
look to
Atique.
the young people.
Excellent. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great way to end that. Thank you very much. If you'd like to take a seat, you did excellent there. Brilliant. I'd love to bring our next contestant up to the stage. Burnt Smokehouse, Abdul Rahman Tarafdar and Sophia Khan. Fantastic. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you through to the next round. I knew you would. You have 60 seconds to talk through all things recycling and eco-friendly measures at your restaurant. Off you go.
Judges, I'm going to be talking about recycling and waste management. So in Burnt Smokehouse, we implemented a comprehensive waste management system, including composting and recycling programs, which reduces our waste from our landfills. We recycle by using different bins. So we have a food waste bin, which is used for compost. We have a glass bin, and we also have a cardboard bin as well. By using all these, this avoids cross-contamination. We also avoid single-use plastic, and we also recycle our oil into biofuel.
And the way we avoid single-use plastic in being eco-friendly is all our packaging and products we use are biodegradable, even to our straws. We hate paper straws because they turn to mush, so we've actually sourced straws that feel like plastic, but they're completely biodegradable, so they're not ending up in landfills, hurting the turtles, hurting the environment. What else did we have here? Sorry, just lost my train of thought there. Oh, and also we don't use no leaflets, no paper menus. Everything we do, we use our social media and our actual menu we have on an old school chalkboard. So it's updated daily. If there's any changes in the menu, we're not wasting paper. We're not, having to throw away things when they're outdated. And with a lot of people on social media now, it's a great tool to help us be more eco-friendly as well.
Lovely. I love that idea of the chalkboard. I have seen that. I noticed that. It's really, really good. Brilliant. Thank you both. Yeah. We're going to head to the judges now, the special judges, and just, what did we think of Burnt Smokehouse's pitch there for the second round? I head to Mohammed Abdul first.
It's a great idea. Talking about yourself, especially you're using biodegradable packaging, your reusable waste. It's a good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Maslakhuddin, what did you think of the couple's attempts? They've put on saving the turtles as their first and foremost initiative. So, things like the plastic straws that aren't plastic, but also feel like plastic. I love that. What did you think?
I think saving the turtle, that turned a lot of people's heads when that program came, believe me. I think that's a good idea. But are those, sometimes you have to ask a question of, when they say biodegradable, there is a little bit of thingy with, there are certain products that are not, they say they are biodegradable, but it's made out of a different form of plastic.
Right.
So that's something, I'm sure you've looked into it and things like that.
So we use a lot of bamboo products as well.
That's
so
amazing.
We don't have that
again,
problem.
Which is cutlery.
That again with cutleries, a lot of people using the bamboo products and things like that, which is really brilliant.
Thank you.
But then you've got a different concept as well, which is which saves you a lot or helps you a lot from not using the plastic products.
Absolutely. Lots of ticks for you, I think, in that round, both. You did excellent. Brilliant. Thank you very much. And you can go sit back down now, and we'll just call the final, but by no means least, contestant to the stage, Mohammed Azhar Mia from Hampton Spice. Welcome back to the stage. Brilliant. So same as the others, you've got 60 seconds. Off you go.
So we're talking about recycling and eco-friendly measures. And one thing we forgot to mention was the local sourcing of ingredients. So Hampton Spice, as we're in a village area, we're surrounded by lots of farms and local businesses. So we locally source our vegetables. And I'm sure everyone knows the elder Bengali community, they love planting and their plants. So whenever our vegetables do go off, we don't throw it in the bin. We put it towards composting and fertilising the plants we're growing in the back. And that obviously upcycles the lifespan of the off-gone vegetables. Furthermore, we've invested into biodegradable packaging for our cleaning products and also the ones that don't produce any toxins. As we're part of a village and we're very connected, it's all about not just yourself, but looking after the people around you as well. And that links into sustainability with the social aspect. It's not just environment and the governance, also social as well. And in relation to, as we're a restaurant and takeaway, we also switched our plastic knives and forks over to the wooden ones. And that can obviously be reused or obviously discarded afterwards. And if I had to give one recommendation moving forward, I guess somebody needs to design a type of container that's not plastic that can hold very oily, saucy food on a general basis, and that's yet to be discovered.
Fantastic. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Azhar. I wish you had a picture of your allotment in the garden. Right, brilliant. Okay, thank you very much, Azhar. We'll go very quickly to the judges. What did we think of Azhar's statement? But before we do go to those judges, because I'm sure they have a lot to say, we're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to see who gets through to the final round. Welcome back to the Catering Circle, Season 8 of the Restaurant Talent Show. If you've just joined us, Well, where have you been? You've missed 2 nail-biting elimination rounds where we've had 5 contestants battling it out in each of the stages. We're down to only 3 contestants remaining, and before the break we were hearing from Azhar Mir from Hounslow Spice on all things recycling. Now, we heard from his pitch. It was very succinct about the initiatives that he's deploying in his restaurant, but we didn't hear from the judges. So we'll now start off by going to our judges. I'll start off with our panel judges here to give a quick recap of Hampton Spice Mohammed Azhar Mir's pitch earlier about recycling. I'll go to you first, Keith. What did you think?
Yes, I thought it was very good. I like the idea of local sourcing. I wonder if you thought about this, whether that's adding to your costs. I mean, it's a nice idea to locally source, but is that actually meaning that what you're getting in is more expensive than if you got it from further afield? I certainly like the idea of the wooden cutlery, and also looking at the whole question of general biodegradable matters. I mean, I think it's an excellent idea. It might actually save our younger daughter from ordering large amounts of takeaway and then sticking half of it in the fridge afterwards. If it's in biodegradable containers, it probably means they'd have to eat it.
But surely, Keith, is that not better though? Because otherwise it will cause wastage if she didn't stick it in the fridge.
Well, yeah, but I mean, basically they overorder.
Right.
And they shouldn't.
Got you. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. And Mr. Abdul, what did we think of?
I think it's a lot of innovative idea. Young man is obviously doing his research and coming up with quite a few new ideas. My question is, obviously you're running as a business and recycling is and eco-friendly is all good, but in terms of costing, is that increase your cost or reduced it in terms of if you were used more plastic instead of papers and other things?
So it has led to an increase in cost, which we've also meant that we've had to increase the price of the menu.
Okay.
But a good thing about the location we're located in, which is a small village, a lot of them do recycle and a lot of them are environmentally conscious. So even if we're in a position where we have to answer the question, what's led to the increase in the cost of goods, we say to them, this is what we produce, this has gone up in price, we've not compromised on quality, and they say, we've been with you for many, many years, we're happy to pay a bit of extra money. So the increase in cost has not overly harmed us, we've still retained a lot of customers.
Got you, brilliant. And just a quick reminder to our judges to get voting if you haven't voted so for this particular round. And I'm going to head to Bajloor Rashid. Mr. Rashid, what did we think?
Yes, I think it's excellent and different ideas because local sources, everybody is agreed. Because you are in a village, and you are getting all the vegetables and everything locally, which is a good idea. But if you are in a different place, what would you do? If you are not in the village, if you don't have any option to get a local source of vegetable and others, then what would you do?
So you'd have to have a strong connection with other local butcher or vegetable companies in the local area. And you'd have to have a transparency of knowing where they get those vegetables from. And if you're not in a situation where you can get access to a village, that's the next best option you can go to.
Very good, thank you.
Got it, brilliant. I'm going to head to the mentors now. Abdul, were you the mentor for Hampton Spice? Oh, sorry, Naseem. How did you think Hampton Spice did there?
Yeah, I think it was excellent, very natural, and obviously he's making a very transparent point, and he has the right kind of thought line and emotion behind it. So increasing price is the reality. When you do good things, there will be increasing price, but at the right time, he is making transparent and the reasons behind the raised price. And locally sourced vegetable means less carbon footprint. It means it's more fresh vegetables for the people, more healthy and well-being living. So he's ticking all the boxes there, and I think sometimes you have to carry that badge of being a well-being and eco-friendly and the green takeaway in the town and lead the way. So I'm really happy and impressed with everything he has done.
Brilliant,
so
that's
far.
great. Fantastic. And I'm going to head to Sharia now. Sharia Rizvi, what did we think? And judges, please don't forget to vote in this second round, okay?
So I think he covered almost most of the things about eco-friendliness and everything. So one thing I would like to know what is like, I mean, what about the water management? Like, how do you actually manage water? I mean, in restaurants, we have a tendency to waste a lot of water, especially when we are dishwashing and everything. Is there anything you have done or in your thought you are trying to do or something like that?
So that's a good point you made there.
Yeah.
And it's something we prepared for, and it links into being sustainable when it comes to your finances. So one thing we done during the COVID-19 pandemic, seeing the rising cost of supplies, is the fact that we bought a lot of extra stationery and cutlery in bulk, which obviously saves us money in the long run. And because we have a lot of extra plates and cutlery to use, that allows us to wash it all in one go at the end, as opposed to some restaurants where they only have certain amount of plates for their tables and they kind of wash it as they go along, and that leads to more water waste. But as we do it in one go towards the end of the shift, that saves time, it allows the restaurant to operate more smoothly, and it reduces water waste as well.
Got it, brilliant. And as I said, don't give away too much in this round, though, because the next round is all about cost saving, actually. I think that would have been a great answer for. Okay, excellent. And do any of our special judges have anything to say about Azhar's last round?
I think one of the questions he asked is somebody inventing something that was, that helps or eco-friendly. I think there is one, and I've tried it, but unfortunately the consumer are a bit lazy. And it's an old one, as in tiffins, is something that you can try if your customers are happy to try it. It's a very, very old-fashioned. It's our great-great-great-grandparents used to use it to carry food from one place to another. Probably something to try.
Tiffins.
Absolutely, yeah, I love the tiffin. Yes, of course. Mr. Abdul.
I always tell people, cover your cost. And one thing you touched, if the food cost goes up, you should put your price up. Make sure you cover your cost. Keep your margin. It's most important. Thank you.
Absolutely, brilliant. Judges, have we all voted? Yes, no, do you still need a few votes? Okay, we'll give you a couple more minutes. I'll go to Mr. Abdul Haque here. What did you think, Mr. Abdul Haque, in terms of, as he's a very young contestant on the show, probably the youngest on the season so far. How did you think he did?
I think he's got so many creative ideas. One thing is, creative idea costs a lot of money, time, R&D, and as long as you're making enough GP and pass it forward to your customer without creating a big competition between your other restaurants or other, takeaways in your area, then go ahead. I mean, I'd love to know how you do with other stuff, especially, we've got quite a few things that I'd like to see in future. Heat pump is one of them. Recycling and saving a lot of money. Solar panel, that kind of stuff, see how they can implement in the restaurant. And you're one of the young person to try it on if you can. And we'll be looking forward for that.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Great. So the votes are all in, which is brilliant. Now I've got to say that second round has been the closest round yet. But to announce the vote, stay tuned, sit back. Are we ready? Drum roll, please. Right, there we go. Unfortunately, Hampton Spice, Azhar, sorry. Fortunately, nail biting, they didn't make that in the round. But Yum Yum and Burnt Smokehouse, look, barely anything in that for joint first and second positions. But Yum Yum has just taken it by 86 points. So 2 extra points puts them in the lead. Thank you very much, contestants. I think we'll just everyone give a round of applause for all 3 contestants in that round. Azhar, you did absolutely fantastic. How do you feel?
I feel fine.
Yeah?
Surprisingly, I was very relaxed throughout the whole thing. My heart wasn't beating too quickly. It was all the same.
Yes, we could tell, actually. Very, very succinct.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you did brilliant. Excellent. Right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the best, and you can take a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent, great. So that was round 2 of the Restaurant Talent Show competition. So now let's go to round 3, which is all about cost saving and a sustainable future. Right, so we're down to 2 final contestants, but only one will be crowned the Restaurant Star Talent Show winner for this episode. Right, so the final elimination round is all about cost savings. So each contestant will have 60 seconds to talk about their cost saving initiatives that they've implemented in each of their restaurants. And the judges will be judging in terms of the quality of the answer and whether they've actually stuck to the brief. So without any particular order, I'm going to bring to the stage actually Burnt Smokehouse to come on up. So come on up, Burnt Smokehouse. Brilliant. Welcome back, Abdul and Sophia. And you have 60 seconds to talk about cost savings and a sustainable future.
Okay, in terms of cost saving, I think the previous rounds have covered a lot of that. We've talked about, energy saving measures, the LED lighting, energy rated appliances, reducing our costs. We spoke about waste management systems, including composting and recycling. We've also looked at water management via smart meters for our water, so we're able to track usage. And, as part of that, induct staff, train staff on being more, mindful when using water. And then, do you want to look at that?
Also, from our marketing campaign, we've been using various social media platforms, i.e. such as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. All of this has reduced cost as opposed to using, leaflets or, paying for marketing campaigns. We also use food bloggers, which is actually essential for new businesses, especially with us, and that has hugely impacted us and reduced our costs. Other branding efforts, we have branded our restaurant to emphasize our commitments in sustainability, incorporating eco-friendly themes into our restaurant. So we use plants, our decor, our menu, our online presence as well. And this has strengthened our brand identity and differentiated us from our competitors.
Absolutely, brilliant. Thank you very much, both. Those excellent answers there. Right, I'm going to head to your mentor actually first. Abdul, Kashim, what did we think of Burnt Smokehouse's final round?
Well, I think they're doing extremely well. And what I would say is that about using social media for their advertising. I mean, in the past, we used to do a lot of flyers through the doors. I mean, I personally, even myself, we would put 50,000 menus out through the doors, and that would cost hundreds of pounds, and that would be done every 3 months or 4 months. Now, that in itself, they're saving huge amounts of money. And not only are they saving money, but think about, the trees. You got to, well, I mean, they're still cutting trees because they're using wood, aren't they? But but cost-wise, it's you're saving costs and the environment, the effect on the environment is reduced.
Absolutely,
so, well done.
Yeah,
good
fantastic.
On you.
Yeah, I think these old traditional methods of marketing are no longer sustainable,
no valid.
really. Yeah,
No,
and your online marketing is like killing it, really. The
Yeah.
fact that you've got likes of Jay Rayner and queues out your door, so something's working. Hey, excellent. All right, well, I'm going to head to our actual panel judges, Mr. Abdul. What did we think of Burnt Smokehouse's answers there?
Yeah, I do like a lot of the things. Very smart ideas. I would say, in terms of cost saving, what would you say was saving for you really for marketing?
For marketing,
Yeah.
I would say working with the food bloggers.
Food bloggers.
Yeah, definitely. And that use of social media, it's phenomenal how many people you can reach. We've had a few videos now that's reached over 1 million views. And, when you try to conceptualize that, and sometimes I say to my husband, 1 million people have seen, I can't even imagine it,
So when you done that marketing, obviously, had a lot of response.
Yeah.
How did you cope with that?
It was a very quick learning process. As you know, as we mentioned earlier, we are a new business, so we grew very quickly. And it was a point where, looking for more staff, expanding the team to help manage the demand and even sort of the food we were producing. Smoked meats takes anywhere from 10 to 12 hours to make. So we'd run out of food very quickly as well. So looking at, getting a second smoker in to be able to accommodate the needs of the customers that will come in to visit us. So it's been a continuous learning process for us.
Yeah,
Excellent.
amazing. Great problem to have, though, when you run out of food.
Yeah, it's always good to say we are busy, no more customers,
Yeah.
rather than waiting for one. So, yeah.
And I mean, it's great because it also feeds into, I don't think anyone can ever be completely a zero waste policy, but it does work towards that because we really don't have food wastage. Pretty much every day, everything's gone and it's fresh food every single day.
Excellent. And to cover the future, are you thinking of making any future changes for cost saving or eco-friendly?
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking at new ways. Even, being here today, we've heard from other contestants things that we'll take away with us as well. And thinking about, ways that we can do better and be better. And just as it comes, really. And focusing on whatever is out there. Like even, for example, vehicles we use, we're looking at now changing the vehicles we're using to go to, meetings or wholesalers, moving to electric vehicles, fully electric vehicles, and not relying on, petrol, diesel, these kind of cars. So things like that we're looking at. And yeah.
Brilliant.
Really
yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of the show, isn't it? It's not, people forget it is a competition, obviously, but it's also collaboration, sharing tips with others in the sector that have been there, done that. So that's really great to learn. Okay, finally, just very quickly, Keith, what are your thoughts on...
Yeah, you mentioned your staff team. How many have you got?
I think there's 14 of us now, yeah. I think we start...
How have you got them to buy in to the things that you're doing? I mean, being eco-friendly and everything like that. Well, how do you get them to feel the same energy and enthusiasm as you clearly do?
I would say the most important thing is leading by example. So me and my husband, we're both very hands-in on the restaurant. A lot of the days we're working there, we're not just overseeing, and we do lead by example. And when our staff see us, they follow. And it's not just about, because I've said it, you do it. We also talk about and we explain it. Like even the bins, that took a little bit of getting used to. Some of the staff members, they were used to just having one bin, but we have various different bins. And, that education, that staff training is really crucial to get to that point where everyone's on the same page.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for those at home and also in our audience today that haven't been to Burton's Bakehouse, honestly, it is absolutely phenomenal. As you mentioned, your TikTok is brilliant. That definitely, I think quite a few videos have got over 1 million views. But actually, I want to ask, what made you want to start the business? Like, what inspired you both?
I think it was the food, really. There's not any halal Texas smokehouse restaurants in London. So one of our head chef is a good friend. He was doing halal takeaway Texas food. And we've always been really passionate about food, love food. You'll always see me on my days off. I'm at another restaurant trying out the food. And I really wanted to do it. It was something that I thought would be quite fun, something quite exciting, and bring something different to the Muslim community as well. We've got so many different cuisines, and this is quite niche. And I think that's also helped with the success in such a short period of time because it is so unique and different to what is out there. But obviously that does come with very hard work because of the nature of the way we do our cooking.
Of course, yeah. And did you find difficulties in getting like suppliers that would be able to, you can source halal meats from?
Yeah, even that was a learning curve. So the main meat we use is brisket, and to get halal brisket that's of a good quality can be challenging. My husband's done a lot of running around.
A lot of running around back and forth, speaking to different suppliers. So eventually we came to, we narrowed it down to a few different suppliers now that are really reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I like about your restaurant, you don't compromise on quality, and that is, you can really feel that in the product that you're ordering.
Exactly.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you both. We're now going to call our final contestant, but by no means least, back onto the stage. We've got Atique Choudhury from Yum Yum Thai Restaurant. So no pressure, Atique. I think you've won the last 2 rounds. If you don't win this, well, go down like a lead balloon, I'm sure. But over to you, sir. You have 60 seconds, all about cost saving and sustainable future.
Cost saving initiatives. We focus on our opening hours and reducing it to the busy periods. And that way, we're saving our energy bills, we're saving our staff cost, and plus, there's nothing better to actually walk into a restaurant which is full and busy. And, we can work with a tighter team and focus on our quality. So we've been doing that. We've been working on portion control, which I think a lot of restaurants forget that, portions have to be to a certain size so that they'll order a starter, a main course, a side dish, upsell. If you don't control the portions, you're not making the money. And that's what, restaurants are about. On marketing, traditionally, we've been on the newspaper, magazines, this and that, but now it's all about digital marketing. So we've been using social influencers, food influencers, and they have worked wonders for us. And we've changed our marketing policies to actually look and see these little pop-ups that have opened up through social media, and we've done very well through that.
Excellent, and I'm going to have to stop you there. Brilliant, thank you very much. I think that's the first time we've actually gone a little bit over, but you've been excellent. Well done, Atique Choudhury, thank you. Right, to kick things off then, we're going to head to Atique's mentor. So, Mr. Naseem, what did we think of Atique's last and final pitch there?
To be honest, the amount of experience he has and the wisdom he has in this industry, I barely done any mentoring, but I learned a lot from him. I think he is the landmark. He is the role model for a lot of the businesses, and what he have achieved by implementing policies and using the technologies, and also very slick strategies to save money is really phenomenal. And I think that's something definitely deserves acknowledgement, and I think that's something definitely other businesses should take away from today's episode. So well done, Atique, and fantastic work, and I'm looking forward to sharing his duck.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. That is definitely some praise. Abdul, what did we think of Atique's last pitch?
He's a veteran, isn't he? When I saw you and heard that you're going to be taking part, I thought, I might as well go home now. But well done, brilliant night. Thank you. Pleasure.
Great. So for those of you that don't know at home, Mr. Choudhury is definitely a veteran within the restaurant industry. But did you know that, Sharia Rizvi? Did you know of the accolades that Mr. Choudhury has in the restaurant world, or were you judging him purely on his answers today? Because sometimes with those biases do cloud us a little bit.
No, I didn't know him actually. I just met him at the door.
Great, yeah.
I mean, when he was, I think, coming from outside. So he just saying hi to me, and then we just met at that point. So he's just experienced guy, so there is no point of, judging an experienced guy. But, he has done a couple of right things, I would say. He's quite experienced business owner here. So I think he has done fabulous job done in this industry. So I would say keep up the good works. And what you have talked about regarding the opening hours and everything, which really saves various costs and everything, salaries and everything also.
Got it.
So this is really, fundamental thing for restaurant businesses to keep on looking at these things. Also, we need to also focus on energy consumptions. We often try to neglect seeing meter readings and everything every single month. So the suppliers, they usually gives you estimated meter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we need to be on that. Okay, excellent. Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you very much. That's great, Sharia. But despite the fact that Atique's got tons of experience, we can, doesn't mean he doesn't not here to learn and be judged. He has put himself here on this forum purely for that reason. So please, judges, I encourage you all to be very unbiased in your responses and ratings as well. I'm going to head to Moslik. Moslikuddin, what did you think of Atique's last pitch?
To be honest with you, basically, I'm amazed and I'm kind of proud that we've got 2 finalists, and one is a burnt steakhouse, which is Texas, and the other one is Thai food.
Yeah.
And to do something different from what we normally do, it takes a lot of research, and I think that's what they've done. They've done a lot of research. So, trying to catch them out is Are they being, environmental friendly, or are they saving enough money, or are they the best people to save money? I think they've got the best ideas because they've done enough research to go into a foreign cuisine and be the best of that.
Absolutely.
They know what they're doing.
And I've said it before, I mean, the quality of the contestants today is absolutely outstanding. We probably have two of the most strongest restaurant brands, not only in our community, but also nationally here.
Yeah.
And to get to this far and at this stage has been incredible. Like Bird Smokehouse, Yum Yum Thai Restaurant, they are household names, right? Very quickly, I'm just going to head over to our judges. Keith, what did we think of Atique?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm delighted that you spoke about portion control. Whether people are on Ozempic or other appetite-reducing drugs or not, people like to have a complete meal. They don't want to feel totally stuffed after a main course and they've no room for a dessert or pudding or anything like that. So I think portion control is a key to actually people having an enjoyable dining experience.
Great. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Right, so that is the end of the final round. But before the judges start voting, I'm actually going to bring back Burnt Smokehouse back into the stage, and we're just going to have a quick fire round questioning with all of our judges, our special judges, panel judges and mentors. And in the meantime, our judges, please could you start voting for your winner of this final round and also the winner of today's show. Okay, so very quickly. Right, so who do we start? Mentors. Should we start off quickly? Any final comments, questions to both of our contestants?
May the best man and woman win.
Thank you. Okay, yes, of course. Yes, pass it around and quick voting.
I actually have a question. Do you use recyclable wood, or are you allowed to, or are you able to?
So with the wood, we have to be quite specific because the wood is what flavours
the
meat.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Are
so
you
we
allowed
use
to, yeah?
oak wood.
You have to use
so
oak.
yeah, so we were using beechwood to start with, but that was creating a lot of smoke and was less environmentally friendly. And we moved to something that was slightly more expensive, but was better in terms of the pollution being created from burning the wood. So we moved to oak wood, and we're always looking at ways that is there even a level up we can go that's even less harmful to the environment.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to let you pass it on because we need to get voting. Apologies. Okay, great. Okay, brilliant. Quickly, otherwise. Okay, just quick comments. Mr. Abdul, what did we think?
Yeah, I think I really like the opening hours that Yum mentioned, because a lot of us just try to open 7 days, every hour's lunch, evening, wherever. But cost is so expensive. So narrow that down and getting it to the point where the business can make money and it makes sense. It's a really good way of saving money. Well done on that one. Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, we have a couple of more judges left to vote. Keith, very quickly, what's your final comments to our contestants?
I'm just extremely impressed about the totality of looking at what you provide as a business, and not just of the food, but things like portion control, energy saving, everything like that. And I think this show has really brought that out.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people will learn a great deal from it.
That's right. Great. Thank you very much, Keith. And that is it. That's all we have time for. But well, the final votes, but we've got, I think, one or two people still needing to vote. No, everybody's voted. Judges voted.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, brace yourself, guys, because this is very, 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 very unexpected. But also, actually, I'm quite happy about this. So, here we go. It's the tie. Oh. Whoa! What is that? Amazing. Right, it's a tie, but let's not, get.
Do you want to shuffle this?
Right, so for the viewers at home that don't know what's going on in the studio, there's a lot of commotion happening here. When a tie happens, which we've not had on the show before in a very long time, the panel judges actually choose the winner of the round.
They do it themselves.
And they have to pick themselves.
Each person have to pick one, and the highest number will win. So please be a guest.
Right, so this is not.
How do we know they're not all the same number?
Because they have to show it. They have to show it.
Okay, the highest number wins.
Yeah. So you
Okay,
show.
so
You have to show it. Take it there and then show us what you got.
Just pick a random.
Just one card, yeah.
One card.
Only one card, yeah.
Don't show the card,
don't
though.
Show
so
that
don't
again.
show us
Don't
yet.
show it.
Okay.
I think it's your turn to pick one up.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
He's
Yeah.
down to the luck.
Giving it down to fate.
It's pure down to the luck. Pure down to the luck. God.
Right, okay. Don't hold it yet. So, just to recap to those at home that have no idea again what's going on. What's happened is that the contestants have chosen one card each, and whoever has the highest score will actually win the show. Okay. So on 3, could you both show your cards? 1, 2, 3. Oh no! No! Go on, go.
We need to show your one.
You have to show your card, Atique. What's your card? What's your card?
Yeah, show me.
Show you.
Turn around. It
could be 1. So it could be a
It
draw
could be
again.
0. It could be 0. So please show your card, because 3. Oh, okay.
There
Oh,
were
sorry.
5.
Congratulations, guys. And okay. Well, what a way to end the show, and what a show it's been. I'm sure you can all agree at home. We've had 2 of the most strongest contestants on the show so far. I've been your host, Tanya Rahman. You've been watching episode 2, season 8 of the Restaurant Star Show on the Catering Circle. And I look forward to seeing you again on the 2nd of July. Thank you very much. Bye.